All right, this one's for the basketball nerds. No narrative in this video. It's just straight breakdown of UCLA versus USC. Yes, it's wonderful they had a sellout at Pauley Pavilion and the celebration of women's sports, but instead of that, I just want to look X's and O's and what UCLA and USC did. The first part will be showing what UCLA did to JuJu in the first half. They just really beat her up, sort of a bit of a Jordan rules, if you like, to make her work for everything she did. And then I will then show UCLA and just how Lauren Betts is a problem and how these two are the future, especially. Yeah, they're both great. JuJu, I mean, I'll be critical of her in some of these clips, but my God, she's a freshman in one of her first big games. She just kept on doing what she does. So I thought a very impressive performance from both of them. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, JuJu gets an easy early look on the sideline, and she must think, oh man, it's going to be easy all night. So right here, Osbourne's in her face and gets a hand there. But then after that, Osbourne's like, JuJu, I'm going to be in your pocket all night. Watch her just push through there and get the steal. Watch this again. She's just with her the whole time. And from there on, it was going to making JuJu work to get everything. So right here, deny, make her work. On this one at the top, she runs JuJu off. JuJu eventually gets it, but that's just the way they did. They just made her work for everything. So go up top, and you are going to have to work to get the ball. Once again, she gets denied right here. Just great job by Osbourne. Osbourne's a dog. Just making her work. Yep. USC's down 14-2. They have a timeout. They get JuJu the ball through a double screen. Watch the double screen right here. So sitting one. Brown knocks JuJu, which is good. And then Marshall's there for the second one. Just a little bit of space, and she nails it. That's how good she is. Osbourne, again, fights her butt off through these screens. Like, she just pounds this girl through there. That just shows how much she wants to stay with her. Like, she was a dog the whole game. This time, Osbourne and Brown tag team, just switch back and forth. So right here, pick, switch, I've got her. Oh, you're going to switch back, I've got you. And that's a win for us. Brown also made JuJu work and denied the ball well. So it was either when Osbourne didn't have her, then Brown did. And Brown worked just as hard, just denied her up there. Brown also, once again, makes her work hard up top to get the ball. So right there, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. I'm going to work. Yep. You're going to have to do a lot to get the ball. I'm going to be in your face all night. Basically, UCLA's strategy was anybody but JuJu beat us. So right here, they double, and she gets the ball to Marshall, and Marshall can't finish. And I sort of put the joke, again, to Marshall. Wouldn't be bad if that was Elisa Peely. Again, JuJu needs a partner for pick and roll. Elisa Peely, shame she went to Utah right here. Throw it. And then JuJu gets down the lane and throws the pass. And that would be nice if that was Peely on the three-point line. Brown fights through another pick to make JuJu work. So right here, Brown just goes hard, like runs over the girl over there. JuJu takes on Brown one-on-one and draws the foul. So when she had space, she could take her on. But they're just making her work for everything. JuJu contested three. I'm sure Close is fine with this. So right here, hand in her face, just straight up. And yeah, they're happy. That's a win for them. Rather that than JuJu slice and dice. So watch, this was one. On the pick and roll, JuJu snakes her way through. And she just, you tip your cap to UCLA on this. If you're UCLA, she took on 4-on-1 and got to the basket. Close is annoyed about a moving pick, but you got to eat that. Another win for Brown, getting JuJu to give up the ball right here. So right here, and she gives it up. UCLA is happy for anybody in their hands as well. If Brown didn't have her, then they'd use Sontag. So Sontag's like 6'3", and she did well in transition. Once again, Sontag in there. Osbourne, Brown on the bench. Again, they have Sontag on her, so Sontag has a little bit more length. And they were just giving JuJu different looks. Like, she gets knocked down there, and that was their game. Now, JuJu just grabs attention. So right here, everybody's looking at her. So look, Brown's looking at her, Osbourne, and that gives Padilla the open look in the corner. That's the beauty of JuJu. Close goes crazy after Iwala fouls JuJu. She just, Iwala just too aggressive on this and take your 3 shots and look at close. You can say, Walla, what are you doing? But, I mean, that's the menace that JuJu is. JuJu gets a pull up on this pick and roll for a basket, but UCLA will adjust later. So watch. Betts doesn't come out real hard, and she takes that. Now, in the second half, they talk about this, and this time, Betts is there and just ignores Marshall. So watch this in the second half. See, it's a different direction. Right there, come out, and I'm in your face, and that sets up the transition. Now, UCLA and Betts, it's just a menace right here. So initially, Marshall does a good job on her, and Marshall did a good job for the most part, but Betts wears her down towards the end of the game. So Marshall, right here, she does nice verticality. So just stays straight up and down and just doesn't get her hands down and makes Betts work. So that's early on. Again, when Betts goes to her right, she's not as good. So right there, they get the double there. I think it's Forbes. And that's what they were trying to do. Now, Marshall, you need to give up the ball here. She had a rush of blood. You need to give this to JuJu right there. You want JuJu to have it in transition, not you, Marshall. Not you. Don't do it. Don't do it. And yeah, she loses it. But to be fair, Marshall hustles down on this one and this causes the open look for JuJu right here. So bam, and that's because Marshall hustled down in the middle. Betts is a problem. Bigs can't help. You know, when the bigs help on the littles, it just gives her open rebounds like right here, or they have the ability to dish. So right here, Jones gives a nice feed. So again, once there, Marshall's in all sorts. Do I help on Jones? And then if she does, then it's just a dish to Betts. And then when she gets a mismatch, so they get on Forbes. They screw it up off the inbounds, and Betts has the mismatch and just punishes Forbes right there. And then on this one, pick for Bet and Marshall. So they try to pitch, but Marshall grabs position right there. That's perfect by Marshall if you have to win the position on Betts. And then Marshall tries to go at Betts and wins this one. And nice. Yep, she makes it, but don't do it again. Because Betts, you can't go at Betts or she will get you right here and I stuff you. That was a great stuff by Betts. And then this time in the fourth, Marshall decides, yeah, I'll try my jump shot. So here she gets her face up. Yeah, I'm not taking her. I'll go jumpy. Still nice defense by Betts. She gets in her face. This what's make Marshall falls down after the block, and then Betts hustles her ass off down there to get position and gets the dish. And she is fit. Like they say that she meets the fitness requirements of their guards. Once again, Betts beats Marshall down. Now Jones doesn't feed her. That's just terrible by Jones. And as well, Jones takes a shot, and it's not a three-pointer either, so it's bad. But Jones gets her on the next time to make up for it. So this is right afterwards. Jones is lucky she made that other earlier shot. She would have seen that in film. Betts has partners for pick and roll and Rice. But it's because Rice can get to the basket, and Rice is so good right here. She can get to the basket, and this sets up pick and roll. So right here, gets it through, and then she gives it to Betts. Beautiful. And more pick and roll. This time Osbourne and Marshall's in all sorts. What do I do? Do I help on Betts or do I go to Osbourne? I'll help on Betts, and Osbourne punishes him. Yeah, that's just nice. Rice getting a good look and free throw jump shot as well. So right there, boom, and I'll take that. It's just pick and roll all day. And then once again, another pick and roll. Rice gets fouled from behind. So right there, I think it's Padilla. Is that Padilla that gets her? I can't. Yep. And then gravity of Betts. So they do a high pick and roll. She gets doubled right. They do the double. They give it to Betts right here. Now on this, I think they screw it up. I think Sontag should flash to the basket. She has a layup, but they don't do that. They still get a layup though because Betts takes advantage of mismatch. So right there, if Sontag flashes, then Rice and Jones get open looks, or Osbourne get open looks. But no, they don't do that. But Betts still passes out, and she passes it out, and then Betts has a mismatch right there, and they just throw the lob. So even when they screw it up, they still get something out of it. The gravity of Betts again, pick and roll, dump into the post right here. They throw it to Betts. Now she does a good job. Instead of forcing the turnaround, she throws out to Jones. Jones misses it, but that's what you want her doing. How you stop Betts. So right here, you get a big on her. I know that she drew the foul that time, but you want Betts going right. And this girl, Clarice is 6'5". You want to, like the other, like UConn did that as well. You want big on big when you can. when Betts gets the pin right there, it's over. Like, she pins her down, and boom, I sort of reprimand her for putting the ball on the floor. But Betts is a menace. God, and draws the foul. Last thing, if Betts gets a high post jump shot like right there, if she can start banging that in like next year, then it's all over. She's just going to destroy people. Now, the second half on JuJu. So JuJu has been worked over the first half. Now, watch. She starts out the second half, and you can see that she's limping after halftime. So I think she's had calf issue. So right there, she's limping up court. They have a wrap around her calf. I think that's one that cramped up at the end of the game. They try to get others involved to take the load off JuJu. So right here, around, dish, and then she loses it. So no. Turnover by JuJu. She gets fouled. This is a bad turnover. So right here, and then and some of that's just fatigue. And then poor pick and roll by JuJu. Too much space, lets Osbourne get in between. Watch how far she rubs off Marshall right there. Just too much space. Like, are they running pick and roll or not? And then JuJu, but in transition, she cooks. So right here, a pull up. It just looks good. She misses this. I mean, it's in and out. That's just bad luck. And then contested three at the top of the arc. I don't think this is her best shot because Betts is enough in her face, and I think UCLA is happy with that shot. This time, JuJu works to get the basket. This is where she's deadly. She works to get it and works to get the basket, takes Brown down there, uses her height, and that's why she's good. And then UCLA is still pounding her off the ball. Watch Brown right here at the top over here in the corner. Bang. Yeah, we're not giving you the ball easy, JuJu. Sontag with her height as well. Again, they gave her another look, which was good. So right here, JuJu trying to go in. You're not shooting over me. You might do that over Brown, but not me. And that's what UCLA did good. They just kept on giving her different looks. To her credit, JuJu keeps on shooting. No issues with this jumper right here in transition, a three. That's what you got to do. She's the player. To her credit, like I said, JuJu just keeps on shooting. She gets this bucket off Sontag. She goes over Sontag. So, and that's why JuJu is good for a freshman. So, contested three at the top of arc, not real. I don't like this one as much because Rice was more on her, just less percentage. But she just keeps shooting. She's like Dory. Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. And this one, a little bit better, had more space. And bang! But it's hard to be a one-person show. Again, JuJu not rubbing close to Marshall, lets her get through, and then tries to cross again and loses it. And then after that, fourth, they went to Forbes more. So, and Forbes initially got hot. I think she makes this one right here, and they think she's feeling it, and they're like, okay, we're going to ride Forbes for a little while. And then she knows she's hot when she pulls Betts out here and shoots over for the three. It's like, okay, Forbes, we're going to ride her for a bit, and then had a few misses right there. So that one. And then again, this one, she sort of forced it on Betts and didn't make it. Might have been unlucky with not getting the foul. And again, this one. And that's the thing. She needs another partner. Would have been nice if Anissa Mara would have gone there. That would have been interesting to see. And then Betts gets that one as well. Betts is a menace. And then I love this part. Game's over. JuJu wants back in. I'm fine. My calf's fine. Let me back in. The game's already iced, but I love how she's annoyed that Gottlieb won't let her back in the game. I think that is a great sign for USC. I think she's only going to get better over time, and it is going to be a fun matchup for years to come, watching Betts and JuJu go at it, especially because, Betts is getting more help, obviously, because her sister's coming, but as well, USC has a good class coming in next year because JuJu just needs more help, and I think they'll get better as the season goes along. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Did you like this video, or was this just too damn nerdy and didn't like it? Either way, just give me your honest feedback. If you did like it, I'd appreciate a like because it did take a lot of time. But if you hated it and don't like this style of video, let me know as well because it took a lot of work, and I'm happy to do the other stuff where I just blah, 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 blah. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. As always, hope to see you next time. Have a great night.